Welcome to the final video in this module where we speak about position sizing. Now, what is position sizing, right? Position sizing is basically the part of your trading that tells you how many lots or contracts to buy or sell in any given trade. So, okay, let's come here. Okay, we see that our trades are going in our direction. I just want to show you what the position sizing helps you do. So let's try to open a new trade. And of course, we spoke about the stop loss, the take profit, the type of order, whether market order or pending orders or whatever. Now we have this place we didn't talk about, which is the volume. Okay, now this is the lot size. This is the volume. This is the lot size. Now your position sizing helps you calculate how many lots to buy based on the specific percentage you are risking. Okay, it tells you how many lots to buy based on the specific percentage of your account which you are risking. Okay, so based on the specific amount we are risking, we will be able to know whether to use 0.03 or 0.05 or 0.1 or 1 lot or whatever lot we should be using. Okay, so that's what the position sizing helps you to do. I feel I should just explain to you how the trailing stops work since the trades are in profits right now. For the trailing stop, let's assume we want to activate them for this trade, right? So just click on it and then trailing stop, and let's just put 1.5 points or 15 points. Now, as you can see that it's been activated and it's following the trade, right? It's following the trade, and very soon might close us in profit. So let's just keep observing it. And as you can see, it's almost taking us out. Now it has taken us out in profit. As you can see, the trade has been closed, and when you go to the account history, you will then see $2.7. Now that's, of course, how practically the trailing stops work. So back to the main business of the day, which is position sizing. So that is what the position sizing helps us achieve. Okay, it helps us know how many lots to use per trade. Good. So your position sizing is very important in order to be successful in trading the forex market. No matter how good your strategy is, with a poor position sizing, you will eventually lose your entire trading capital. So that's inevitable with a poor position sizing. If you don't have a good position sizing character or ability, you will lose and lose and lose in the market. It means you don't have the ability to make profits over a long period of time. If you make any profit, it will basically be luck. Okay, to basically be luck, and luck cannot play out in forex trading. You have to put yourself out to always win, and you can always win with luck. Okay, so position sizing is very important, very important. Okay, so your trading sizing, your position sizing helps you prepare for losses, which are inevitable. It also helps you minimize them and recover your account more easily. So your position sizing helps you determine your risk per single trade and your total risks on your account. It also helps you determine how many lots to buy or sell, and helps you determine your expected returns. So these are the three main things that position sizing helps you achieve, right? So going to the next slide, we have what we call position size calculation, right? So how do we calculate our position size based on the amount or the percentage of our account which we are willing to risk? Okay, so in order to calculate your position size, you have to, one, determine your maximum risk per trade. Okay, you have to determine your maximum risk per trade. So how much are you risking per trade? How much do you intend to risk per trade? So the recommended risk per trade for me is 1 to 3% of your trading capital. So that's the amount you should risk, 1 to 3%, so that you don't risk too much. Okay, it's very possible for you to experience streaks of losing. And then what I mean by streaks of losing is having consecutive losses. Okay, no matter how good your strategy is, it's very possible that one thing or the other happens, and then you risk, and then you lose consecutively. So let's say you have 5 consecutive losses, and you risk 1% per trade, it means you will have just lost 5% of your account. If you risked 3%, it means you have just lost 15% of your account with 5 consecutive losses. Okay, so that's one thing you should know and understand. That's why you should always risk very little amount of your account. You should be risking what you can place your trade and then go about your business and then even sleep without caring, because it's a very little amount. It's an amount you can really afford to lose. But if you risk, say, 20% of your account, within 3 losing trades, you will have lost 60% of your capital. That's serious. That's much. If you risk 50% of your account per trade, within just 2 losing trades, you will have lost your entire capital. Okay, so that's why it's very important to risk very little, 1 to 3% of your account. Okay, so that's one thing you should understand. You have to determine your maximum percentage of risk per trade. And the recommended, like I said, is 1 to 3%. And then the second thing you need to do is determine your account size. That's how much is your capital, how much money do you have to trade with. And then the third thing is determine your stop loss size in pips. So before you know the amount of lots you are going to use, you have to know how large your stop loss is, okay? Like how many pips your stop loss is. In this case, my stop loss is, in this case, let's say it's 38 pips, right? So you have to understand that, yeah, I'm willing to risk 38 pips, okay? So these are some of the things you have to know. And then you have to determine the pip value per 1 standard lot of the currency pair you are trading. Now, this value is usually $10 for most currency pairs, for most major currency pairs or currency pairs with the USD, with the US dollar in them. So they are mostly just 10%, $10. Okay, so the value is constant. Okay, so these are the things you need to know in order to calculate your position size. Now, this is the formula you have to use to calculate your position size. We have position size equals to capital, which is your entire capital, multiplied by the percentage of risks per trade, then by the stop loss distance in pips, and then by the pip value. Okay, so just open my calculator. Now, okay, we don't need the calculator for now, but you have to know that this is the formula for calculating your position sizing. Now we have an example here where we are basically trying to calculate the position size for a trade. Okay, so the trade is to be entered on GBP USD, and then the capital of the account is $5,000, and then our risk per trade is 3% of our capital. Okay, so 3% of $5,000, and then our stop loss distance in pips is 35 pips. Then the pip value for per standard lot is $10. And now we're trying to calculate, of course, the position size. Now, this is the formula for calculating the position size. We have position size equal to capital times risks per trade divided by stop loss distance in pips times pip value per 1 standard lot, right? So, bringing up our calculator now, we are going to say capital, which is $5,000 times risks per trade. So we have 3%. So 3 divided by 100. Okay, that's 3%. So we have 3% as 0.03 times our capital, which is 5,000. Okay, now we have 150, right? So we're going to close this 150, and then stop loss distance is 35 pips times pip value, which is 10. Okay, sorry, which is 10. So 35 times 10, 350. So what we are then going to do is 150 divided by 350, which is 0.4. So our lot size will be 0.4 or 0.42 lots in order to reach 3% of $5,000. That will be our lot size, 0.4. So that will be it for the lot size. And fortunately, you don't have to always do this calculation whenever you want to enter a trade. Why did I say so? Because there are apps that do these calculations for you easily. Okay, there are apps that can do this calculation for you very easily. So you don't have to always do this calculation before you enter trades. Okay, so we are going to look at one of the apps very soon, but there are some things I needed to understand about your lot sizing, about your stop losses and your risk management in general. You have to understand that the bigger the lot size, the smaller the stop loss. Okay, the bigger the lot size, the smaller the stop loss, and the bigger the stop loss, the smaller the lot size. Okay, so you have to find the balance for that. And then no matter the size of your stop loss, your risk percentage must be constant. You have to have a constant risk percentage no matter the size of your stop loss. Okay, so that's one thing you have to understand. Going to the position size calculator now, just come here and where is it? Okay, I think I've pinned it here. Yeah, this is it. When you come to this website, earnforex.com/position size calculator, just come to this site like this, and you'll be brought to this page. Now you can access different position size calculators online. There is even one here on my FX book. You can locate it. There are different apps, even phone apps, that can help you do this job. So you don't have to always do this on your own. Okay, so when you come, the first thing you do is choose the account currency. Here, I am going to choose USD, and then the account size. So let's just choose $5,000 so that we compare it with what we have in our example here. Okay, then risk percentage is 3. Then we now have the stop loss in pips. We have 35 pips, and we have the currency pair as GBP USD, right? GBP USD. So when we calculate our lot size, now we see the lot is 0.4, just like what we have here, 0.4. So that's the last thing about position sizing I want you to know. Okay. Now we have these rules, which is more of a conclusion for the video. We have risks and money management golden rules. I call them golden rules. So when you keep these rules, you are sure that you never blow your account. Okay, you never lose your money. So just make sure you keep these rules and you know that you are good to go. The first rule is always make sure you avoid low quality trades. Always make sure you avoid low quality trades. There is what we call fear of missing out. It's very common in forex trading, especially among beginners. So they tend to be eager to get into trades very quickly. Like they feel that they are always missing out. Okay, they feel that possible that they are missing out on a very special move. Even advanced traders always experience that. So that fear of missing out always makes you to enter trades randomly. So you have to always make sure you enter only high quality trades. Okay, only high quality trades. Now we have the second point. As always, risk a fixed percentage of your trading capital. That's 1 to 3% recommended. And then the third point is always predefine a maximum amount you are willing to risk if your trade goes wrong. Okay, you have to analyze these things in both ways. Your trade has the possibility of making you money or making you lose money. So you have to analyze the both ways. You don't just get carried away by the fact that it's possible for you to make money with that trade. Okay, you have to also consider the possibility of you losing that trade. So that's why you have to predefine a maximum amount of loss you are willing to take. So this one is something you are willing to take. And then the fourth point is always use a stop loss order. This is very important. Always use a stop loss order. If you must trade consistently profitable, you must always use a stop loss order. And the other point is always predefine your profit exit strategy and trade management techniques. We'll cover these in the strategy part of the course, which should be the next module. Okay, so you should always predefine your profit exit strategy and your trade management techniques. Okay, and then always ensure a risk to reward ratio of at least 1 to 5% or 1 to 1.5% on every trade. Okay, we are also going to look at this better in the next module. And finally, always trade correlated pairs with care. Always trade correlated pairs with care. Do not enter multiple trades on correlated pairs except if one of the trades has been taken to zero risk or your maximum risk per trade is divided between the trades. This is just what we studied under correlation. So you should make sure you keep all of these rules, and I assure you, you will be making profit before you know it. So in the next module, we're going to learn about our strategy, learn about trading plans, and so on and so forth. So gradually, we are coming to the point where we start taking trades, right? Yeah. So gradually, we are coming to that point. So that will be it for this module on position sizing, on risk management and money management. Happy to have gone through this with you and hope to see you in the next one.